Greetings and welcome to another episode of Emerging Tech Talk. I'm your host, Dan York, and yeah, it's been a couple months that I did one. Sorry about that. I want to get back into the flow of doing some product reviews and some things that I find interesting. So today I thought I'd start with a new app that just came out for the Apple iPhone or iPad, and it's from a company named CounterPath that many of you know probably from as the makers of the X Lite soft phone, the SIP soft phone, VoIP soft phone that many of us use for testing SIP applications. Now, what they've done recently is they've made their Bria soft phone available for the iPhone and iPad. It costs $3.99. I purchased it. This is not a sponsored review, or CounterPath has no idea that I'm doing this and they don't know what I'm going to say or anything else. So, there for FTC disclosure. I'm not getting anything from them. So, here it is. So, here's the Bria, the CounterPath, running on my iPhone 3G. Now, when I come into it, one screen is, you can see it just looks like your basic standard phone, kind of soft phone interface that you can go and use. There's a contacts that's fully integrated with my regular iPhone contact list, which then can be linked to my desktop, etc. through MobileMe. It's got a history of people I've called, and it's got some advanced settings. It's configured. This is configured. This is registered to Voxeo's corporate PBX down in Orlando, Florida office. It's going across my Wi-Fi network and then across the internet down there. So it's if you were to call my desk phone right now, this would ring if you knew that number and wanted to call me. But you don't, so you probably won't. But anyway, it's here. Now I can just go and enter a standard number on here. I'm just going to call the Voxeo conference bridge, just because why not? And you can see me dialing it here. It's calling. So I'm there, I'm into it, that type of thing. And I'll call another application because both our Evolution and Voxeo platforms all use SIP. I can connect directly into them. Well, actually, I'm just going to call a landline number right here. You can see this is I'm calling this number. Well, let me call it right here. Whoops, let's hit the button, call it. Okay, it's calling a sample weather app I built. 03431.
Conditions for keen, NH at 7:52 a.m. EDT, 57 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, it's 57 degrees Fahrenheit here. So, but that was calling into an application running on our Tropo platform, just purely using a regular PSTN phone number. Now, I also can dial in using a SIP URI, so an address of record, it looks like an email address, etc. So what I do is on the actual app, I just click into this area up here. Oops, well, nah, I hit the 2. Let me get rid of that. Okay, let me just tap into that area, and the little keyboard pops up. So now I can go here and I can sit and type in SIP : D York at Voxeo.com. Okay, and now you can see it's right there. I'll just hit return. I'm going to hit call. Okay, and now it's going to call. Now, because this phone is registered as an extension of that ID, it's going to go and call in and get me in, authenticate me, and let me go and manage my mailbox. So this is very much like, this IP phone that I have here. It's registered to the SIP PBX, and in fact, if people call, and this is running on my iPhone, if people call my desk phone, it rings both. So it rings my desk phone and this, and I can pick it up on either. Now, one note, this is the iPhone 3G running the iPhone 3 OS. It's not the multitasking version, so the Bria soft phone has to always be running in order for me to receive or make calls. And now with the iPhone OS 4, you'll be able to go and have multitasking apps. I see from the comments in the AppStore that the Bria phone is not yet ready for multitasking, but let's assume that it will at some point in time as it goes through there. Let me show it. I also installed it on the iPad, and so you can see it on the iPad, the nice glare there. You can see my podcasting microphone. There's my neighbor's house. Anyway, forgetting about the glare issues, you can see that it works right here. Again, I'm going to look in the history. I can make calls here. Again, I'm going to do a SIP call out to one of the applications running on our Evolution developer portal and a Prophecy hosting. See down here, I'm going to call this.
Hello, are you calling me to sell me some product or service? If so, please press 1 or say yes. If not, press 2 or say no. Have you already sent me email about your product or service?
Yes.
Please either say yes or press 1 or say no or press 2.
Yes.
Then why do you think I will really want to speak with you?
This was my annoying salesperson application, and it would continue to cycle through things. It was just something I built in Voxeo Designer one day, purely as a little test. But anyway, again, that was just a SIP connection right out there, going across Wi-Fi, going across the internet into Voxeo's Prophecy hosting environment where I could be able to go and do that. So that's the Bria soft phone. It's a cool little app that the CounterPath has come up with. Now, one of the interesting aspects too is if you look at the advanced settings, I've got a number of different things I can do to it. Set up my accounts. There's some basic preferences you can see in here as far as whether I want to play ringtones or allow 3G calls. I've not tried it over 3G, but apparently I could be able to go and do that. Do I want to enable Bluetooth and be able to use a Bluetooth headset? There's some other security settings as far as do I want to have encryption, those elements on here. It looks like there's also a premium features, which is that CounterPath seems to have in-app purchasing, so you could purchase, for instance, here the G729 audio codec. So all in all, my testing with it so far is it seems to be a pretty cool little app. So for those of you who are using SIP-based systems, whether they might be general IP PBXs, or if you're using Voxeo's platforms, either our Prophecy hosting or our Tropo platform, Bria soft phone seems like a cool little app. $3.99 in the App Store, and well, it looks pretty cool. So check it out, try it out. If you've got comments about it, love to hear them. Post them here to the show blog at blogs.voxeo.com/ETT, or feel free to send me an email to dyork@voxeo.com. Now, one thing about the iPad, I had to use the mic, right? Couldn't use a speaker, a headset. I got an idea on that. Stay tuned for the next episode where I'll show you something else on that. That's all for now. Until another show, it's Dan York. Goodbye.